fix, but it's not. Uh, yeah, I know something weird going on YouTube. So let's just make sure. I'm sorry, it's just okay. Okay, good. All right. Let's have to make sure we was live on paper on YouTube. It was giving me a message. So yeah, like I said, he mentioned being a guy that's about his business. And so I'm going to allow you to introduce yourself to those that may or may not know you.
I'm Mr. Banana Pudding,
Mhm.
Mr. Brooklyn Pop.
Okay.
People know me as Oopie. That's my nickname.
Okay. Okay.
Now, if you know me as Oopie, you know my real name. I don't got to say that.
Okay. 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 And so you are Richmond native?
Richmond, born in Northside, born and
Okay.
raised. Brooklyn Pop, to be exact. Battery Pop. Um, I moved to the South, later on. But I'm Northside to the bone.
Okay. 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 Have you? I'm hearing out a lot of neighborhoods. I'm not from Richmond, so I'm not familiar with these neighborhoods. But I kind of feel like I've heard that neighborhood before. Have you? And you might not even know everybody in you, but did you grow up around Rude? Or was that somebody you
Yeah,
met?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah. I
so
grew
it
up
was a
around
neighborhood I heard.
his
Okay,
mama, his aunt, his siblings. I'm talking about from a youngest, from
okay,
small.
okay,
You know,
okay, okay,
I mean, in Richmond, Northside is considered a lot of parts, but if you're from Northside, we break it down.
mm,
Jackson Ward is Northside, but they don't say they're from Northside. Highland Park
okay.
is Northside, but they don't say they're from Northside.
Why? What's that about?
Because we like we break it down.
Okay,
Because Northside is small for one.
okay.
You know, you got Washington Park, you got
Mm,
Highland Park, you got Brooklyn Park, you got Barton Heights. That's North Avenue,
okay,
and that's it.
okay. And so y'all break it down because you got to
We
be
break it
specific.
down.
You got to
You
know
know,
like exactly which
you know,
quadrant.
because
Okay.
I mess with Highland Park. Highland Park, cool, but
Mm,
if they from Highland Park and they from Northside, somebody say, "Oh, you from Northside?" They can be like, "No, I'm from Highland Park." Just
okay.
like
It's a
somebody say,
difference.
"You from Highland Park?" I'm like, "No, I'm from Northside." You know, but the people don't know they consider all that Highland Park, all of it Northside.
And it ain't.
But when you from there, you break it down. You know,
Okay. Okay.
and
Okay.
it's right. We right close to each other, so
So
you
that's
can
that. I
walk
can
the
understand why one wouldn't break it down because it's such close proximity. But clearly, it's important to break it down. Is what I'm hearing.
yeah.
I'm gonna ask you a favor, and it wasn't like this before. I'm gonna ask you to move slightly to my left. If you can shift over this way slightly, just slightly. I could be a little perfectionist, so yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so any siblings?
Yeah, I got matter of fact, so on my mama's side, I got a sister and my brother passed. I'm the
Okay,
baby.
okay,
So my brother passed. He was 1 year older than me. He passed in 2003.
okay.
Um, I just met my brothers on my daddy's side,
Oh, just
like
meaning like,
3 years ago.
oh wow.
I knew I had brothers, but I never met them. But I just
Hmm.
met them, you know,
Hmm.
and we good now.
So, was that due to the passing of your brother that y'all was able to? Did that have anything to do with the timing of you meeting them and your
No,
brother transition? No.
no, because
No.
when I came home, somebody said, you got a brother, and you
Hmm.
look just like him. I'm
Oh
like, yeah,
wow.
I know I got a brother, but I never seen him. And they sent me
Hmm.
a picture, and I'm like, I do.
Hmm. Wow.
And when I posted pictures, somebody said, why you got that wig on? Because he got dreads. And I'm
Oh.
like, that's my brother. They ain't me. And I met him incarcerated. He
Oh.
did 17 years.
Hmm.
So I started talking to him on the phone when he was in the feds. And me
God.
and him got a bond. Then I got it, because I'm the oldest of them.
Okay. And
So
the brother that transitioned was a year older than you?
yeah,
Okay.
and that was like I think when he when he left, I just some left too from me,
Mm,
because growing up, you 1 year apart,
yeah.
so
Like
we
twins almost. Yeah.
yeah,
Hmm. Well, my condolences to you for that. I mean, a few years back, that could feel pretty recent at
yeah,
times, right?
every day. It
Hmm.
seemed like I'd be like 23 years. It
Hmm.
don't seem like it.
Hmm.
I was 19.
Hmm.
He was 20.
Yeah. See, I was really still babies for real.
Yeah,
Yeah. And so you, your brother, the transition, and the other, and the sisters, you all grew up in the same house.
well, we did. My mama, she fell off and had to do time. So her brothers, her twin raised me, my brother, and my aunt got my sister.
Okay.
You know, so my
Okay.
mama twin raised me.
Okay. Okay. How was that for you?
Hard, you know, it was hard. You know, I ain't know no better.
Hmm.
I'm looking like where my mama at. And it was hard. Because you got somebody raising me that don't know how to raise kids. You
Hmm.
know, not to say that in a negative way, but looking at it now, like he wasn't ready for that. So he
Hmm.
did with the best he do. I look at it now. I look at stuff now. I'm like, I see why he did that. I see why he did this. I see why he yelled at me. I see why he beat me. But some stuff I'm like, nah, I can't see.
Hmm.
Because now I'm looking at it. I I didn't feel love.
Hmm.
We didn't feel love.
Hmm.
You
So
know.
that's definitely something that you feel like you all three shared
Yeah,
being with him, is that y'all didn't feel loved.
yeah, we didn't feel love.
Hmm. Do you think that it was that he grudgingly took that on, the responsibility of raising y'all? You think that that could have had something to do with it, like feeling like it was something he had to do but didn't want to do, or?
Yeah, because I know he won't see his twin sister kids go to a foster home
Hmm.
or go to the state. And it was brought on him. He probably was living his life, and
Hmm.
now he got to take care of two boys.
Hmm.
You
He didn't
know,
have any kids of his own at that
no,
time. Hmm. Hmm. So he cared enough to step in,
yeah,
right?
definitely.
But it sounds like having that 24 hours a day, 365 commitment
Yep.
showed that he wasn't really ready for that.
No, he wasn't ready. And
Mm-hmm.
I think I probably seen my daddy like one time when I was young. I knew I
Mm-hmm.
had a daddy. I knew his name, but my stepdad, my mama boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Once they separated, he stayed in our life.
Oh,
And
okay.
that's my daddy now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, like he taught me to fish, to change a tire. He taught me all the manly things.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to him. Thank
You
God
know,
for him. Mm-hmm. So I'm sure that could have been a distraction emotionally from the absence of your biological father, right? Having him there to.
yeah, but it really won't. Like, I ain't feel nothing.
Hmm.
Like my
Hmm.
real daddy, I ain't feel nothing.
Hmm.
Like with my dad at, I won't
None of
miss
that.
him
Hmm.
because it is what it is.
Right. Did your brothers feel the same? Did you know? You
Well, my
think?
brother had a different daddy. My
Got
sister had a different daddy.
Gotcha.
But
Okay.
my sister daddy was in her life.
Okay.
My brother daddy was in his life just like me.
Okay. Okay. So y'all bond also shared that, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we cried, we laughed together, you know, you know, we might be waiting on my mama. She said she coming to get us. She ain't coming. We might be looking out the window for 2 days, crying and laughing.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm. Do you feel like, or did you feel like at the time, because y'all just a year apart, right? So it's almost like who's really the oldest, who's really the youngest. Did he have that posture of big brother, even though he was 1 year apart?
oh no, yeah, definitely, because
Mm-hmm.
I can tell I learned from him. I
Mm-hmm.
just I learned survival from him.
Mm-hmm.
I learned to hustle on my own. I learned everything else on my own, but I learned how to survive from him
Mm-hmm.
and how to maneuver and how to protect myself.
Mm-hmm.
He was he was he was he was a good dude,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
So you've called it surviving, right? So what can you share that you're comfortable with about, and it don't have to be an exact situation, but just where you felt like, man, that's how you survive. Now I know what to do. Oh man, he really like what was it about him? Because I'm sure it was really his actions that shows. Like he didn't sit you down and say, hey man, this is how you survive, right? I'm
Yeah.
sure it was something in his experiences that showed you.
I mean, once everybody went, my sister had a baby early, so she went her way, and my brother was getting in trouble early, so he went his way, and I
Oh,
was the last one at the house.
okay.
You
With your
know,
uncle.
yeah, with my uncle.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
He used to call me from the group homes, like, man, we got PlayStation, we got. I'm like, man, I want to come there with y'all. You know, not even thinking, not even thinking that you
That's
don't
not
want
the
to be
place you
there
want
for
to
real.
be, but it
You
sounds
don't
like
want to
y'all
be
have more
there,
fun
but
than me.
him calling me saying, saying that, and he did ran away, and when he come back, he was like, yeah, I went to the grocery. I'm like, how you was eating?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, and where you was sleeping at? He come back, he was like, yeah, I got some sardines, I got some crackers, I got some vanilla wafers. I'm like, where you get that from? I stole it from Safeway. Safeway was around. That's how
Mm-hmm.
you know. That's long ago. Win Dixon, Safeway, and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, for real, let me get some. He's
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah, and I'm like, hey, man, because he's somebody I looked up to. I'm like,
Right. And so it's like you're running away, and the stories you're hearing, and it's like, oh, so you was able to survive by selling food, and you was able to sleep here because there, and so all of those experiences kind of shows like he, in spite of it all, he
yeah,
survived. He's surviving through it all.
yep.
Mm. How young would you say he was when he started running away?
Well, he went away like probably like 16, because
Okay.
he was messing with his little friends. And no, I remember we were selling newspaper, going knock on the door to door,
Mm.
trying to subscribe people to Richmond Time Dispatch.
Okay.
And one day, you know, he was like, "You going home?" I'm like, "No, I'm gonna go with y'all."
Mm.
But I ain't tell him I was going. I thought they was going to the movies,
Okay.
but they ready to go steal a car,
Okay.
you know. And I get out the van. We at Cloverleaf Mall, and I was like, "What y'all ready to do?" He was like, "No, I ain't even gonna do it because you came, so
Mm.
we gonna go home."
Mm.
So he was like, I don't even want to put you in that predicament. I'm like,
Mm.
I'm I'm young. I done seen a lot. I done seen a whole lot, but
Right.
I'm like, you ready to steal a car? I'm like, what? Where y'all going? Where you gonna steal? How y'all stealing the car? Yeah, we did
Right.
this, that, and like we all way over south side, but we still live over north side.
Okay.
And back in the day, it wasn't no kidnapping and they taking. I
Right.
mean, they were always was taking kids and all that.
Right. But it wasn't something that you had to worry about.
Yeah, because you might have somebody see three young people walking down the street and like, hey, where y'all going? Y'all need a ride? Yeah, and we got a ride.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
man, you will get in the car with that dude. You don't need no. He was like, man, come on, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I can see that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
because it's different now. Kids, you can't even trust a kid to walk to the store.
Mm-hmm. At all. Or the neighbor. Look, or the neighbor's house nowadays.
Yeah, the way
I got to
stuff
vet
is
the
now,
neighbor.
stuff that's coming out now that, hey,
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
was going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I get you. And so you mentioned that your uncle wasn't ready for that, right? Like y'all didn't feel love. I'm sure that was probably what the reason why he started running away. Or did that?
Part of that too, yeah, because you got to look at it. So we boys, so you can't contain us like we felt trapped.
Hmm.
Like we felt trapped. You know,
Hmm. Was it more because he sheltered y'all, or was it like just control?
shelter. I mean, I know deep down in his heart he didn't want nothing to happen to us or
Right.
whatever, but I think his upbringing came to, it was coming out. The way I saw how they was raised, my uncles and aunts, because my grandma had 19 kids
Wow.
and like sets of twins and all that. So, you know, they used to tell me how my granddaddy was. But I just don't think he was ready for that. I don't think he was ready. He did all he could do for us. We ain't had the Jordans and all that, but we kept clothes, we kept something to eat, and we kept lights on. It might
Mm-hmm.
want what the next person had, on Christmas and birthdays and all that. We pay less in A&N.
Mm.
We ain't detail Foot Locker or whatever they had back in the day. I don't
Right.
even know what shoe store because we
Right.
didn't hack. We didn't get that.
Mm-hmm. But to your point, he did the best he could with what he
He
had.
did the best he could. I mean, when I'm looking at it now, as a matter of fact, I just seen him.
Oh
I
yeah.
went to go see my mama Saturday. I just seen him and my aunt. And I'm like, I love y'all. How y'all doing? I do. You know,
So did you see much of your sister while y'all was there and she was somewhere?
well, at one point, you know, we was seeing her, but like when we go visit my mama, she used to live with my mama at a time when she had a baby.
Oh, okay.
I think when she was pregnant and when she had a baby, but he gave up custody of me to my sister. But that's
Eh,
you know, like I said, I probably want to
documentary.
get you to. I got a little documentary coming.
Documentary. Yeah, let's
I don't
say
want
that
to
for the documentary.
disclose everything, but
Hmm.
at that time, he gave up custody of me to my sister.
Hmm.
So
How
I had
old were you?
like 16 then.
Hmm. So
So
this was during the time your brother was running away as well.
yeah, he was already. I think he was already in a group home, and somebody took a foster.
Uh,
He went to foster care. Somebody took him in.
hmm.
Really, somebody he knew, but they went through the
Hmm.
foster care thing, and they let him go with them.
Uh,
You know, but I used to see him when he was there,
hmm.
and I was still at my uncle's house. I used to walk down the street. He was like 10 blocks away.
Hmm.
I didn't seen him. But it's at the point, I ain't seen him for like 2 years or whatever like that.
Hmm. So let's rewind a little bit. So when you and your brother went with your uncle, how old were you guys?
We had to been like 6, 5,
Oh, okay.
5 because
I was really young. Okay.
yeah, we was young. I mean, we watch my mama get locked up. Like You were
Mm.
trying to fight the police at 5 and 6 years old.
Mm.
I watched her get locked up. And back in them days, if you got an indictment or you get the police looking for you, they'll put you in the newspaper, say you want a TV. They
Oh.
get you down to out the
Mm-hmm.
assets and lock everybody up.
Hmm.
Then they used to put indictments on the TV,
Oh
like
wow.
on channel, like you be like the community channel when you see stuff going up, and they'll let you know who they're looking for.
Hmm.
You know, like I
Hmm.
remember all them. It's so crazy. I remember a lot of details, like
Hmm.
a lot of details.
So what do you think those details did for you emotionally?
I mean, it really. I just paid attention. I always paid attention. I always was quiet.
Okay.
I was a quiet person, but I always pay attention. I'm talking about since I was little to now.
That's why you remember all the details.
I pay attention to a lot. I'm talking
Mm-hmm.
about a lot. A relationship, how he treat her, how he treat him, how this work. I pay attention to it and just take it all in. I'm like, oh, I can't do that. I need to
Mm-hmm.
do like this.
Hmm. And so it's like you were very observant, young, right?
And I'm still
And
observing.
mm-hmm.
They say I'm nosing, but that's nosing in
that
a good
that
way.
that's what I say observant. They say I'm nosy, so I get that.
I'm nosing. I
I mean,
don't care.
yeah.
We could be in a restaurant. I'm looking in somebody's mouth because I'm
Yeah.
trying to see if he ready to go get a gun. Yeah, we gonna come out like I pay attention to
I
stuff.
just read her lips. I think they over there
I
fighting.
read lips. I pay attention to how you moving and hold on. What they ready to fight?
Mm-hmm.
They
Mm-hmm.
are. Come on, wrap this up.
That's right.
We need to go plates. You know,
It's so funny. I'm so the same. That's crazy.
but that's how I am now.
Pulling over me
Like,
over there by the bathroom. I'm telling you, I can tell by her face expression. Look at her.
yeah, that's how I am now. Cause I'm a not to get out, but I'm a foreman now. I'm a supervisor.
Okay.
So some of my workers, I don't want to call them workers, my employees,
Mm-hmm.
they were like, I know you be paying attention. I say, yeah, I know. I don't say nothing.
See
I
everything.
come back 2 days later, like, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And so it's work to your benefit.
yeah. Because I can come in my job, like I just got off vacation. I just left El Salvador in Florida. And when I came back to work, I just can look around like, all right, this other place, this and that, why they got this,
Hmm.
that's
Just
good.
picking it all apart. Yeah, absolutely. Look, that's the one for the job. You don't got a formula like that, you might be in trouble.
Exactly. And they said I'm doing a good job, so
Right. Yeah. And so, but I guess I was asking a question to try to see if somehow it could jog your memory as being young. Because when you're that attentive, you're saying most things people don't want you to see. You're hearing most things that people don't want you to hear, right? And so, seeing the situation that transpired with your mother, knowing you now got to stay with your uncle, feeling unloved, like did those details get to you because you were so aware of every because a lot of kids are oblivious to situations that happens when they're really young. Like they don't
I mean,
understand, they don't get
it did.
it.
I mean, as far as my mom was like, I never like me, my brother, and my sister. We never like, why you do this and why you leave us, and we might didn't say it here and there, but we always love our mama. Like for
Mm-hmm.
some reason, like she can do anything in the world, we still like gonna
Mm-hmm.
love her.
Nothing wrong with that. Mm-hmm.
Like because some people like, well, she ain't want me, I don't want to deal with her.
Yeah.
You
So
know,
you guys didn't become bitter because of
no,
getting
we won't
resentment.
bitter. We won't
Right.
bitter. We was kind of angry
Mm-hmm.
and kind of upset.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Naturally, like that's to be
because
expected.
you look at it like, damn, I want my mama.
Mm-hmm.
I want to live with my mama. I want to go with my mama. We probably ain't even care if she lived outside in trash cans. We want to go with her.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it doesn't.
It
That
didn't matter.
mama bond is crazy. And then you got to look at it. I'm the baby,
Right.
So I used to act like a baby when growing up.
I'm sure.
Tell on everybody. I'm telling on your ass.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Dry snitching on everybody.
yeah. I'm telling.
So that okay, so that was pretty young. So from there, you guys never went back to live with your mother.
No, nope.
Mm-hmm.
She she tried to get herself together. She working on herself now,
Mm-hmm.
but still, throughout them whole years, she didn't came live with us.
Okay.
You know, when she came home and when she got out rehab and she, you know, we never. I never went back. My brother never went back. I think my brother used to live with her one time, but her and my sister, they didn't live with each other. She didn't live with my sister. My sister didn't
Mm,
live with her. So
okay. Okay. Um. So how were you in school through all of this?
we're in school. No, you better pass.
Mm.
You getting that?
So
You
you
get
don't feel like that distracted you from school? Because typically,
no, not for real.
you become the rude child or the
Nope.
aggressive child or something like
You know
that.
why? You know why I didn't know my uncle.
Yes.
Like
You play no games. But,
the teacher knew. Back in my day, if the teacher know you get whoopings at home, they're gonna use that against
they're
you. I'm
gonna
gonna call
threaten
your
that
uncle. I'm
kid.
gonna
They're
call
gonna
your uncle. Your uncle get you. And, no, we wasn't no bad kids in school.
okay. Okay.
Me or my brother.
And so that's shout out to your uncle, right? And
Yep.
that's what I guess that's some of the things you probably realize later that
Yeah.
I understand why he did some things.
Yeah. I
Mm-hmm.
do. Like
Mm-hmm.
but some things I be like, and some of my friends be like, "Damn, man, your uncle had yeah." We used to be yelling out the window, "Hey, come knock on the door, ring the doorbell, and say, ask, can we come outside?" We stayed right across the street from the pool.
Oh,
After
okay.
the pool, we couldn't even go to the pool.
Mm-hmm.
And my window, I used to look out the window and see kids jumping in the pool. And I'm like, I'm gonna do that when I get out punishment.
Mm-hmm.
And I jumped in the pool, almost drowned.
Oh Lord.
And got a whooping for drowning. You know, like for real, like I mean,
So is that what you meant when you said like what's the word you use? You guys felt trapped.
yeah,
Is that because it was just a lot of rules and disciplinary and wasn't really
yeah.
allowed to be
I think
kid?
I think it was a screen.
Mm,
I think it was a lot. Like we couldn't cross the street.
mm,
Like we couldn't. Like like yeah. It was hard. Like
mm,
the neighbors used to be like, "Yeah, I saw your nephew in the alley sneaking to the store, and you was we going to friend's house and we couldn't do that.
mm, mm,
We had to ask him everywhere. I mean, I understand that, but like right across the street from my house was a rec center and a pool. So and they free to beat it. You know what free to
mm,
beat is?
mm.
Free to beat it. That's a slang. It's free
Okay.
breakfast and free lunch in the summertime.
And what is it called again?
Free to beat it.
Fruity Beady. Okay. Okay.
You used to eat free breakfast. The summertime, the parents drop the kids off over there all day
Oh,
till like 5 o'clock.
mm,
And you get free breakfast and free lunch. You do activities. You go to
mm,
the pool and you go home. You do it again.
mm.
I don't even think they got that now.
Yeah, that's what we need.
Yeah,
Community need that for sure. Mm. And so, while you said that you guys couldn't even do that either, is that
well,
what
we
you?
did that. We did that.
Okay, you did do
We
that.
did
Okay.
that. But once that over, because they ain't lasted. But
Right.
when we get out of school, we used to back in the day. We used to get out of school June, July,
Mm-hmm.
like 2 months, 3 months. It's over. I'm
Mm-hmm.
mad.
Yeah.
I played every.
Back to reality, right?
Me and my brother played every sport just to get out the house. I don't even care if they set me on the bench.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I wanted to get out the house.
Right.
I played everything: soccer, baseball, football, swimming team, just to get out the house.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just to go to practice. That was our
Escape.
yeah, and when my stepdad to pick us up,
Mm,
when we go over here with him, he letting us be a young boy, letting us cook, showing us how to cook,
mm,
showing us how to fish. No, don't do that. Sit down. No, come in the house. Nah, no, you boys,
mm.
you got to get dirty.
Y'all gonna say as much energy to burn.
Yeah,
As a child, naturally, especially as a boy. Right? Yeah. I hear you. And so I guess that's why it could seem suffocating, and caged in, if you will.
yeah.
'Cause
So you already know. Once you keep a dog locked up in a cage, and once you let him go, what's gonna happen?
mm-hmm.
That's what they say about females, little girls. Once you keep them in there and they get out there, it's over.
Yeah.
So, because they're gonna try to do everything they saw,
Everything you kept them from
they
doing.
heard of, what they see, like with the TV, anything. I mean,
Mm,
that's reality,
right.
especially coming from not having stuff.
Hmm. And so then you said that he gave up his rights. We won't get too much into that, to your sister. And this is 15, 16.
Yeah.
Right.
So once I was in the court, and I'm like, I don't want to go over there. I'm like, I don't want to move to South Side
Mm,
because I'm from North Side.
mm,
I'm like, I don't want to go to this high school. I want to stay at John Marshall. And the judge was looking at me crazy, and my sister was like, "Boy, shit." I'm like, "No, send me into the foster home."
mm,
I say that.
mm. Anywhere but there.
I said, "Send me to the," because not thinking that's but I went with her. You
Mm.
know,
And so, how were you in the course at that age? What was that about?
huh?
So you were in the courts at the time.
The court,
And
yeah,
and you were in the courts at that time, and that's what
yeah.
brought about that situation. So what were you in the courts for? What was that about?
Well, that's on. That's something we'll talk about in the
That
document.
documentary.
Yeah,
Okay,
it get deep. I'm talking about it. That's why I
okay,
say you got to be
okay,
in on this documentary, all right?
okay. I'm gonna hold you to
So you
that
can
too.
remember them questions and come back to it. You're gonna be like, "Whoa!"
I'll hold you to it. Okay, so
That's that.
either whatever the situation is,
But I moved
you're
back.
you're and you get caught up in the system.
I didn't.
You did not. Okay, good.
Yeah, I didn't.
Okay.
She I said okay. I go with her. But later back, I said I go with her. I moved to Southside, different environment, different people. Because when you born and raised in a certain part and you go to another part, you can see the difference. I'm talking about Southside was totally different. I was like, what is this? This
Hmm.
is a different world over here.
Hmm.
It's like, because I ain't see stuff that close. And I'm like, damn,
Uh,
you know,
so it's more up close and personal.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, yeah. It's more up and close in person.
Hmm. Okay.
So I went to the school. My sister like 4 years older than me, so you got to look at this around the same. We were around
Yeah.
the same age for real.
Yeah.
So she got a son, and then her brother with her.
Mm.
So it was hard on her too. And basically like I started going to the school, but I'm like, cause she ain't caring, so
Mm.
I ain't really take it serious.
Right.
I
Mm.
really won't going. I ain't gonna say she won't care, but
No, I get it. She a child like you, really, and
yeah,
she got a child.
basically,
So yeah.
you know. So I moved it. I moved over there, and matter of fact, I think I failed.
Okay.
I think I passed. I passed and I failed. So when I failed, I'm like, I ain't going back.
Mm.
I'm like, I ain't going back to
Mm.
school. I'm like, forget it. I'm gonna try to get a job. So when I went back to John Marshall to get my transcript, She was like, "Why you ain't in school?"
Mm.
I was like, "I can't." I said, "I failed." She was like, "You ain't failed. You passed,
Mm.
and you got enough credits to get your diploma."
Mm.
You
And
know,
you didn't know that. How did you? Why did you think the opposite?
I mean, all right. So I'm back it up. So me living with my sister, I dropped out. I stopped going. So I moved out.
Okay.
Certain situations happen, but I moved out. So I'm surviving now.
Mm.
I'm living with somebody that I didn't know for 3 months.
And how old are you at the time?
17 now.
Okay.
I'm living with somebody, and I haven't seen I didn't see my brother like 3 4 years. And when I
Mm.
moved my sister down hillside, that's a project.
Okay.
She was like, your brother stay over there. So I went and knock on the door, and I'm calling his government name. And he was like,
Mm.
who calling my name like that? I'm like, man, your brother, man. He was like, man, don't nobody call me that. I said, man, ain't nobody trying to. What they call you name? And when he told me, I'm like, man, that's my brother. I don't care.
Right.
He might be killed 20 people. I don't care about that.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
my
About no
brother.
aliens.
You
Yeah.
know. But then I got, we linked back up, and like I said, now I'm surviving.
Mm.
I'm I'm bouncing,
Mm.
surviving, like nowhere to go. I don't even,
So let me ask you this. So you said you left due to situations, and now you're with somebody you barely know. You reconnect with your brother. You kind of out there surviving. So do you? So did you take on like what the environment?
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like what
You
the
gotta
environment had to offer. So
listen.
it's like,
It's you gotta adapt to your environment to survive. I can't go in the streets and think I'm ready to go to college.
mm,
You
mm,
know, like you gotta adapt to it, or it ain't gonna work out for you. It ain't for everybody. It definitely ain't for everybody. Like
mm,
a lot of people didn't make it. A lot of people in my generation didn't even make it to C21.
yeah,
To C19, to C18.
right.
Like I done seen a lot, but when you out there, you not thinking about that. You
No,
think
you get
about
that shit out your mind.
how you gonna eat, and where you gonna stay at.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
but doing that transition, I'm talking about, that's a whole lot too.
Mm-hmm.
That's like you'll love that. You'll love that part. Like
Oh yeah. So you love that
for
part.
me, leaving my sister, going with somebody, and from there on,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Like that whole transition was just
like
a
I think
lot.
about it now, like damn, like I wouldn't do none of that. I wouldn't imagine this. Like if I tell somebody this stuff, they be like, huh? You know
Mm-hmm.
what? I'm like, yeah, but that,
And that's why
that
you call it survival mode, right? Mm-hmm. So can you recall at any moment in survival mode, like fearing for your life, or concerned about your future, or were you just so far gone that those weren't even thoughts to consider?
I mean, eventually down the line,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm
In
gonna
the
say,
moment.
I'm gonna say from 2001 to right when my brother got killed, like 2000 from 2001 to 2003
Mm-hmm.
or 2002. It ain't nothing clicking in my head.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't think about it,
Mm-hmm.
because I done did some off the wall stuff that was like, what was you thinking? But I didn't think about that. I'm just thinking about how I'm gonna eat and where I'm gonna live at.
Mm-hmm.
But
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I said, but after my brother passed. that's when stuff started. I started like, all right, man, what you gonna do?
Reevaluating. Mm-hmm.
Like, what you really gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Because I was going to ask you up until the point of running back into your brother, do you feel like you feel deeper in connecting with your brother, or
But we always, it never left. Like,
mm,
that connection, like with my sister, with my mama,
yeah, the bond was always there? But I'm
like,
I'm speaking of specifically in your decision making, your lifestyle. Did you fall deeper in to survival mode, reconnecting with
yeah,
your
I mean,
brother?
my brother used to be like, look, you want to do this? He gave me an option. Like, look, you ain't got to do this. What
Mm,
you want to do? And I might be like, shh, that's the only way I'm here. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. All right, I'm good.
mm,
I never, you know, because I mean, during that time, I ain't had nobody to call, family members. I ain't had no aunt to go. Can I come stay with you? My uncle, nobody. I mean, even though they probably would have said, "Come on," but
mm,
I didn't feel like that.
right.
I ain't feel the the bond.
Mm,
I was getting bonds from non-family members.
mm,
I'm getting love from friends. I'm getting love from strangers. You know, so that it make you think different.
yeah, it make you feel like them the only ones you got.
Yeah, so that and most people, even though ever not you don't get love all the time. Love can be messed up in the streets.
Yeah.
But most people that come from where I come from, that's where they get it from. That's why they go to the streets.
Hmm.
Because you can be homeless and your friend mama gonna let you stay there.
Hmm.
She ain't worrying about where your mama at or can you come over here or you been over here for 2 months and she feed you. All right, go wash
Right.
your tail and you know,
Yeah. And so your brother pretty much told you ain't have to do it.
yeah, he did.
And so, I don't know if you can recall the moment. It's a little ways back, but why choose that life and not the other route? Because there is another alternative. Like
Yeah,
I
it
get it,
is. It
I
is,
get
but
it, but and it doesn't seem real for most of us when we're in a situation. But why that life?
the life chose me. I mean, it chose me.
Hmm.
Like, yeah, I wanted to go to school and finish school and get a job and go to college or get a good, I wanted that. I wanted everything. I wanted that.
Hmm.
But if I ain't had a person like what you saying right now,
Yeah.
if I ain't got nobody like Mr. Banana Pudding, go to school,
Yeah.
tighten up. If you ain't got nobody like that, it ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
You know,
Can I ask you this? Do you think if you stayed with your uncle, you that life would have chose you?
I think so.
You think so?
I'm gonna tell you why I think so. I mean,
Okay.
I probably would have. I think I probably would have been 1 foot in, 1 foot out type. I think
Because it sounds like it wouldn't have been as easy
it
with him.
wouldn't have, but I guess we would have stayed. If I would have stayed, got older, finished school, got a job, you know, I think it would have lightened up on him. He
Hmm.
probably would have let me stay there till
Right.
I was 32.
Right.
You
That's
know,
a good point. Mm-hmm.
it probably could have worked like that. You
Mm-hmm.
know, we was in a nice neighborhood. It won't like we was in the projects, even though that don't matter. But it wasn't like, but it was around us,
Right.
family members and everything.
Right.
You know, so when you see that, definitely you want it. You want that lifestyle.
Hmm.
You know,
And so
because
is that what you meant when you say it chose you?
yeah,
Hmm.
I did want it. You
Yeah.
know, because I did. I used to see good cars, fast cars, pretty cars, cars with rims. This boy, he dressing good, chains on, money. And I'll be sitting like, hey, I
Yeah.
want that. I'm a, you
Yeah.
know. And
Naturally though,
then
right?
when you found out how he got it, is you willing to do that? Yeah,
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, to some degree, and depending on your situation, it can be like a no-brainer, right? Like, yeah, it's like,
Yeah,
why not?
let me get
When you
that.
comparing your circumstances, your situation to how it would look like he got it and how it look like he lived it, it's like, sure.
Yeah, but then I used to look at my friends that was dressing good, but it was that mamas. I ain't had no mama. I ain't had no daddy that was doing that for me. I ain't had no mama or dad that had a good job. People working at Philip Miles, the chapstick place, and they getting all the games, all the shoes, all the CDs, all the tapes and radios, and we ain't got none of that.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
we we playing it with pencils and pens out the window.
Mhm.
You know,
And so in choosing it, right? So when I take, the streets for 500, right? Jeopardy, right? You say, and I'm not trying to make I'm not trying to make light of it. But when you make that choice, right? Did at any point in the beginning of that choice, did you realize, nah, I shouldn't did this?
no,
No, most people
I
don't.
already, me personally, once I really chose it. I
Hmm.
can say it chose me when I was young, and I was,
Infatuated by it, intrigued by what you were
yeah.
seeing.
But once I realized, okay, this is that. So you got to know what the outcome. So once I took on the outcome of getting killed, getting locked up, or killing somebody, getting locked up, or anything, all those, I'm like, I'm willing to take that on.
Mm,
So I ain't gonna cry about it.
right. Hmm.
Most guys get locked up. He snitched on me. He told on me. That's a part of the game.
Hmm.
It ain't right. But if you gonna cry on your consequences of what you did, don't be in it.
Yeah.
So I was willing to take my consequences. I
Hmm.
took my consequences. The
Hmm.
only thing I regret is losing time for my son.
Hmm.
That's the only thing,
Hmm.
for real. Because I wanted to be there for him when he was young. That's the only thing I regret about me doing when I did my time.
Hmm. Wow. But I hear you. It's choosing it for possibly the wrong reasons, then actually considering everything that's at stake. Then you're like, okay, yeah, I'm still willing to continue. So now you taking on the responsibility of whatever comes down the pipeline with being
Yeah,
in this line of work, if you will. And so I do think. I mean, I think I can hear that being a more. I mean, most probably like how I'm gonna say this, but that's a mature decision, right?
yeah. I
It's
mean,
like,
if you got to look at it, what are you crying about it for? You can't
yeah,
cry. What the baby gonna do?
yeah,
You know, you
yeah,
got it, especially it, for us the street wise. If you in these streets, you got to know what come with this.
mm-hmm,
Like it ain't no good outcome. I mean, it can be. You can transition and turn it around and move in a positive way. You know,
mm-hmm,
you can. I done seen people do it. I tried to do it, but it was too late.
mm-hmm.
You know.
And that's the unfortunate story of most,
Yeah.
right? It's I knew what I was getting myself into. I had to make it happen for my family. I tried to turn it off, but it was a little too late in the game to do that. And then I lost time for my family. But here I am now, which is still a testimony within itself because some people aren't here to tell their story.
Yeah. Definitely.
Right. Some people didn't survive it to make any transition. So it's still a blessing. Just maybe not unfolding the way that they would have preferred when you really look back on the loss of time and the loss of life and everything that kind of comes with that. And so, okay, so let's say you, I don't know what, 18. So you kind
Yeah,
of
so
like,
I'm 18, 19. Um, so I moved from south side back over north side.
okay. And North Side is where your uncle was living, right?
Yeah, so me
Right.
and my brother, you know, we started being at the hotels and running around and that's in the mix. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So 2003. Um, it's so crazy. I ain't gonna tell you everything, but it's so crazy. The shots that killed him, I heard him, and you know what I said? I said somebody that just got killed,
Mm,
and I got the phone call in 1 minute.
mm,
Hearing the shots and saying it, and I just talked to him. Like, hey, you just rolled past me with such and such. I'm like, no, that ain't me. I'm at the spot. I'm chilling. Oh, I need a ride right quick. And 5 minutes later, he get killed,
mm,
murder. Yeah.
mm. So what you recall your thoughts, your emotions on that call when you got that call?
Yeah, like ready to lose it, ready to risk it all. I was ready to risk it all though. You know, just that's the the dumbness in my
Mm,
mind, the craziness in my mind. But I mean, you know, you, you still a child yourself.
yeah.
Yeah, I was ready to risk, but that kind of like it motivated me too.
Mm,
That's when I went back to school. That's when I went and got my diploma.
mm,
I started working for the city, but I'm gonna tell you like this: when my brother died, you know, in my head, the first thing they said, I was like, I'm gonna get some money.
mm,
I'm gonna get some money. I'm gonna
mm,
show my brother I can get money,
mm,
and that's where it went from there.
mm. And so even though it was painful, right? Probably couldn't really cope with it emotionally at that young age. In spite of that pain, you found motivation in it to do better.
I did 50-50,
That
but
1 foot in, 1 foot out you talking about?
yeah, I did 50-50, but I still ain't had the support. You know, I still ain't had the support, but Miss Valerie, Miss Valerie, that's my second mama. She took me in when my brother got killed. You
Mm,
know, I went to school. I got I had enough credits not to get a GED. I got my
mhm,
diploma. I was working for the city. At 19,
mm,
but I'm still trapped too.
right, right.
I'm like, I don't want this money.
Mm,
I want this money.
mm,
That's what it was.
yeah. And it's hard to get, and the comparison is so far in between, right? It's like
Yeah,
one night, 2 weeks. Yeah. So you said you had just spoken with your brother. What about days leading up? Can you recall, like, because most people kind of feel something, they sense something, you know. Do you recall, like, maybe days leading up that something felt off or didn't really seem typical? You recall anything like that?
not for real.
No.
Nah, 'cause that was like you ain't thinking that.
Yeah.
Even though whatever everybody doing, you ain't thinking that. Ain't nobody thinking that for real. Unless you're doing some messed up stuff in the streets.
Right, right.
I mean,
Something to the point where it will make you paranoid about things
or
you might.
make you be like somebody gonna kill him, or you better watch yourself. But We won't like that.
Mhm.
We ain't hurt nobody like that or do nothing grimy for us to be like, you know.
Was it intentional? What happened to him? Do you know?
I don't want to speak on that right now.
Mhm. 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 Yeah, no, I just asked because you were saying, you ain't really, the saying we say is we wasn't living like that to go out like that, right? It's almost like we have these, and we do. We have these categories, and when we put ourselves, like
But
those dudes go out like that because those dudes do that. We
but like
only
I
do this.
say, you in it, so you
Exactly.
can't. We can't pick and choose.
What we do, right? We kind
Yeah,
of categorize this thing thinking that certain things are possibly off limits.
yeah,
We ain't
but
moving like this.
it don't matter. It could be a square bear that's in the game, but he got to watch out for the robbers. Just because he a good dude, that don't mean nothing.
Exactly.
It's a part of the game.
Hmm. Hmm. So you were instantly motivated to do better, and it's a proof to your brother that you're gonna do better. So you move in with, and she is your. What, this woman was a relative.
No, she was basically she was friends with my mama back in the day too.
Oh, okay.
She community actress now.
Oh,
You
okay.
know she changed her life around. She went to the Lord.
Mm.
So everybody know Mama Valerie. She came from this. She know
Mm.
what time it is. She ain't gonna downplay you. She know what time it is. She know the game. You
Mm-hmm.
know, but she like you say, she try to look. I need to get out. You need to get a job. Leave this alone. It ain't worth it. And she took me in.
So it sounds like she participated in the transition of saving your life,
Yeah,
if you will. Shout out to her. Yeah, you gotta be grateful for that. Because that's kind of what you've been saying, though. Needing a her early on, right? Like if you had a her or her back then, things might have been a little
or
different,
him,
sounds like. Or him, yeah.
or
Mm-hmm,
him.
mm-hmm,
I
mm-hmm.
mean, I had my stepdaddy, but he did what he can do for us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
We
that's the thing about it. When you're not living with, I mean, yes, there's people that live with people and still make decisions that are contrary to, how they raised. We get that. But sometimes when you're not living with the person, it's only but so much of an influence there'll be, right?
yeah.
Hmm. Hmm. And so now you're working for the city. You get
But
your
I quit.
diploma.
I quit like in a week.
You quick get that money when they end up with.
No, it wasn't the money. It was the work. Like I was on the back of a trash truck. you know,
But if that money was good, you wouldn't have been a bill
I
back in.
mean, if I would, I'm looking at it now. If I would have stayed there at
Mhm.
19,
Yeah.
right now I'm 42, I'd probably be top man in there in
You
the
see how
city.
we do? But we young, we don't be knowing. We don't be knowing. We don't be thinking that far ahead.
Nope.
Yeah. We be on short term goal status, like tomorrow, next week. We ain't thinking about 5, 10 years from now. So you immature, you just don't be thinking that far down the line. Um and so yeah, so you quit working for the city. You got one foot in and one foot out at the
And
time.
now it's both footed. I
Well,
got
yeah,
2 feet now.
see, at least working for the city kept one foot out. So now you back in it.
I'm back in it. She, she told me she was like, look, I can't go for what you still doing. You need to go, and I respect her.
Mm-hmm.
She ain't want that come to her house. She ain't want that, if I ain't doing what I'm supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I went on with my partner, you know, just I went with my partner back over South Side, living with him and his girl. Came back to North Side and started staying with my daddy and living at the hotel.
Oh,
Because my
it is
step
the same hotel
some
area
of yep,
we got.
yep,
Okay.
yep.
Mm-hmm.
So I came back standing. I go to the hotel because I couldn't do everything in my stepdad house.
Mm,
you know. So I'm bouncing, and then I just, I found my way.
mm. And so you were bouncing early on, got some motivation to do something different, kind of went back to what you tried to get away because it's not easy to escape. So that's all that really is, right? It wasn't as easy to escape as you thought it would be. You kind of go back into it. You mentioned your son. When did you have your son? At what age?
My son 18.
Okay. Okay.
He just turned 18, matter of fact. So I had him
Okay.
in what?
2008.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I had him, you know, and I'm moving. I'm trying to do better.
Mm-hmm.
Like I got a detailing business. I'm trying to I bought a house. I talked to my partner. He was like, "Listen, you bought this house, so you know what you got to do, right?" I
Yeah.
said, "Yeah. I know what I got to do, but let me get 20 more thousand, and I'm
Mm,
gone." He was like, "Listen, man, you bought the house, stop it." And I waited too late.
mm,
I tried to get that 20,000, and I got locked up
mm. Dang. And so, how long you were away?
4.5.
Okay.
Really, 4 years, but I did 3.5.
Okay.
They
And
gave
so,
me 49 years with 45 suspended.
mm, mm. What was the charge? What was that?
Um, Heroin, cocaine, crack, Percocet, marijuana, and a firearm.
Mm. So, okay. So you had it all. Okay. And, okay. So let me ask you this. So your partner's like, okay, I hear you, I get it, but just let me just get a little bit more before we bow out, right? Do you recall any? Because again, most people kind of feel something. Did you kind of any inkling like, nah, we gotta stop now? Like any of those thoughts or feelings?
Yeah, it was because that's my transition. So
Mm-hmm.
now I'm trying to flip houses.
Mm.
You know, that's another part we get.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm trying to flip houses. I'm like, this will be a start.
Mm-hmm.
Me buying a house
Mm-hmm.
and flip it around. But it was too late.
Mm. And it was almost like that was your exit plan.
Yeah, that was my exit plan. I got a business, Bales Mobile Detailing. I was washing cars. So I'm like, man, I'm gonna buy a house,
Mm.
foreclosure house. I'm gonna flip it. Buy another house. That's what my plan was.
Mm. Mm. So your sentence. What's
Yeah.
those thoughts like?
Huh?
So during sentencing, what are those thoughts like?
I
Beat
was,
yourself up a little bit like you knew. Should have stopped while you was ahead.
yeah, and I mean, a lot of people was mad. That some of my family members came, and they was mad because I didn't take a plea. I took my to
Oh,
trial.
oh,
I took it to trial. I could have beat my case, but the judge caught the police in a lie, and he went in recess. So when I go in recess, I go in the bathroom with my lawyer and my stepdad, and I'm
mm,
like, "Hey, what is looking like 50-50? I'm gonna keep on going." He was like 60-40. I'm like 60-40 for who? He was like, "Damn." I was like, "They just caught him in a lie." And when I
mm,
come back off recess, the judge looked at me crazy.
mm,
I kicked myself in the butt for that.
mm,
I kick myself in the butt for that. Because every time I think about it, like, damn, I could have beat my charges, but
Right.
everything happened for a reason.
Yeah. That's for sure.
Because if I didn't, I probably wouldn't be here right now.
Yeah.
I never would. I don't know what would happened to me if I didn't get locked up. No,
That.
anything. I could have been strung out on drugs. I could have got killed. I could have got more time. You
Yeah.
know.
That's what they call it, a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, it is. And
Mm-hmm.
I took it on the chin. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I accept my consequences because I was ready to do 17 years.
Mm.
The judge told me like two of your charges I can't drop. You know, and I was because I'm like, this is my life and this is my responsibility. I take
Yeah.
my ass like a man.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so they give you your time. You got your little boy. So I'm sure all the thoughts about him and not being there are there. Um, you recall feeling like you let him down, regardless of how young you might have been?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's why I said that's the only thing I regret.
Mm-hmm.
I don't regret doing time. I don't regret nothing but that.
Yeah. And so did they reduce your time doing sentences, or was that like later on?
No, so when we come off recess, I just went on to cop out. I just
Oh,
copped out. That's why I said the judge looked at me crazy because
okay.
I was gonna go full throttle with the trap. Certain people don't take it to trial,
Mm,
but I felt like they was wrong, and they wasn't wrong for real. The
mm.
lawyer, me not knowing this my first rodeo, I'm not listening to anybody. Hey, do this, take this, tell them this, but it's my life.
Oh, okay. So that's the attitude towards it, is what you're saying. Mm,
Because when I get down to jail, you ain't never been in this rodeo, so people telling you, yeah, you can beat this or you can tell them this. Nah, I mean everybody different.
yeah, right, right.
You know, like people look back, how you get this much time, and you can't worry about that because everybody different.
Mm,
You never
mm.
know. Ain't no sense of even trying to find out.
Everybody's situation is definitely different.
You know, by me doing the time, I learned a lot. I learned a lot in there, and I just try to have a full, try to keep my head clear when I came home.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I came home, so I was on work release. I was working at Subway.
Okay.
So people was coming to see me at Subway, but I
Okay.
got to leave Subway. I got to go back to the jail. After I leave Subway, I got to go back to the jail. So they be like, "Damn, you working at Subway?" I'm like, "Yeah." I mean, I'm like my pride to the side.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm used to making this. Yeah, because I was getting a $230 check every 2 weeks.
Mm,
I can make that in 2 minutes.
right.
And I think when I came home, I was getting paid $7.
Mm,
2015. I was getting paid.
$7, 7.15, somewhere around there, right?
I
$7.
was getting paid $7.
Mm,
You know,
mm,
and that's a tremendous. That's an eye opener.
yeah.
But I didn't let it break me.
So let me ask you. So while you were in, I'm just writing my question. So when you were in, do you feel like you kind of made your mind up? Well, you already knew when you got out, like this, we ain't doing this again. or do you?
I ain't
No.
gonna lie. I ain't gonna
Okay.
lie.
Okay. Is that
I
true?
ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. My first when I first, I'm like, no, Pablo Escobar coming. I'm gone. I'm gonna be honest. And I talked about like, I'm like, and people used to be like, man, and people see me now, I'm like, man, I thought you was going. I was like, nah, that ain't me.
Yeah.
I was like, if they probably would have gave me a year
That
or
would have been.
6 months,
Yeah. That
I probably
probably would
would.
have been enough
I
time to
would have
change.
came back out here and did the same thing.
Mhm.
I'm gonna keep it real. I would have did the same thing,
Mhm.
but I just had to realize, I lost a whole lot. When I
Mhm.
went in, I lost a whole lot. Certain people that was older than me ain't had what I had. I won't dwell on it or nothing like that. On how people you ain't got it now, but my past is I like my past.
Mhm.
My past, I like to talk about my past. You know, because like you say, it can help somebody too.
Mhm. Mhm.
But I lost a lot, and I realized who was there for me when I lost it.
Mhm. Mhm.
Like I ain't want nobody sending me money or nothing, because I already know they living in the real world.
Right.
I always, I never been locked up, but I always act that before I went in, I was on the street for a year. You know what I did? I looked up YouTube how to survive in jail.
Hmm.
I just typed in, I'm just looking.
Hmm.
I'm ready to go to a place I ain't used to. How to
Right.
survive in jail? What's going on in jail?
Hmm.
Is it what the TV say, or is it what this movie is? But I'm
Hmm.
just looking at that. How to survive in jail. And I seen something that said, "Don't play that phone like that." I never used the phone.
Hmm.
I probably used the phone. I never used the phone
Hmm. Well, what was the significance in that?
because once I was in there, I was seeing it. He crying because the girl ain't answer the phone. He
Uh,
crying because the grandma ain't sending him the money. He crying because mama ain't putting no money on the books. They ain't putting no money on the phone. Now everybody crying. They
hmm.
mad. They angry. I left the outside world out there.
Hmm.
Outside, out of mind, right? That's what they say.
Right. Hmm.
But the only thing about me, like certain people that went through this and know how it is, um, they know how they know how it is. If somebody that went through this before,
Hmm.
like I didn't look for nobody to do something for me or send me something. Because if you went through this, you already know what's going on.
Right.
I shouldn't. If you locked up, I shouldn't. You need something. Yeah, if you locked up, you need something.
We know that. Right.
You
Hmm.
know, if it's hygiene, or it's food, or just something.
Right.
It can be $5.
Hmm.
You know, and I took that person
Hmm.
to a lot of people.
I'm sure.
I ain't gonna hold no grudge, but I did take a person to a whole lot of people.
Because I'm sure at one point when you were out here doing what you was doing, you were taking care of
You know it.
people.
I probably had 6 house keys. So if I had 6 house keys, I'm paying 6 rents.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I ain't even staying there paying your rent. But
Mm-hmm.
it's so crazy. I had people that was, how should I say it? I had people that was addicted that was writing me, that was
Mm-hmm.
asking about me, that was sending me something.
Wow. Hmm.
And I'm like, damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, because if they can do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I know people go through their stuff. I don't hold it against nobody. But like I say, I made his bed. So I can't get mad for real.
For
'Cause
being left to lay in it alone.
yeah,
Right.
you got a whole family to take care of. You got rent, stuff, bills. That's why I say I ain't want no money from nobody. I ain't asked nobody for nothing. I
Mm-hmm.
think I didn't. When I was in there, I ain't asked nobody for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I found my hustle in there.
Uh-oh.
So I started charging people to cook food for. You
Oh,
know,
okay.
because I was the cleanest one. I always wash my hands, and the food be
Okay.
good.
Okay.
you know, I just found a way. I just
Mm-hmm.
found a way. I ain't one. I know how it is out there.
Mm-hmm. And so you found a way to survive in there,
Yep.
right? Um, and so which is something you learned early on,
Yep.
right? Um, and I get it, right? But when and I know, you know, you got your documentary coming out and everything, you know. And so I kind of want to back up a little bit because it's got and you know, and so it's different. So people think that if you take something personal, you're holding a grudge or you're resentful or you're angry. Like just because you're angry or disappointed don't mean you're resentful or bitter. Like those
Yeah.
are that's another stage of emotion, right?
Yeah.
You can be angry, you can be disappointed. That don't mean you bitter or
No,
resentful.
I'm not bitter. And for
Right.
real, like I think negative. The
Hmm.
reason why I think negative because when it happened, I ain't crying. I ain't worrying about it.
Okay.
So when somebody do something that you think wrong or you think negative or hurtful, you just got to look at okay, I knew he was gonna do that.
I was gonna say it sounds like it's an expectation.
Yeah,
Like
I,
you kind of give
that's
yourself worst case scenario
and
expectation when it
it ain't like
happens, you're not surprised.
it ain't like that. Like I'm not a negative. I'm a people person. I can talk
Mm-hmm.
to anybody. I'm talking about anybody. I can go in it. I'm talking about anybody. I can be in China and be talking to people and don't even know the language.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm a people person. Like that's how that's how this business is like this. Like I'm a people person.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make you better banana pudding.
Mm-hmm. Person, just so simply because your personality.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
personality. I got that's me.
So what I was going to ask was, so if you had, because I'm just trying to paint this picture, if you allow me, and so would you consider yourself at some point like this guy that kind of took care of the neighborhood, like when you were in your
No,
space
definitely,
of, yeah,
definitely,
right.
definitely. Because anybody that done dealt with me, I never try to get over. I never try to cross you or backdoor you. You always gonna try to. You was gonna elevate dealing with me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not
Mm-hmm.
to toot my own horn. I ain't no Pablo Escobar, but if you was dealing with me, we gonna get something out of there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and like you said, I looked out for the little kids, and you know, because I be seeing stuff that I didn't
Because you're
believe.
observant.
Yeah, definitely. Like and like down to the older people. Like even though what I did, I always showed respect. I was the only one. I was a standout of my group. Like the
Mm-hmm.
people, my homeboys I hung around, I was different.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I came up different from all of
Mm-hmm.
them. They had their moments, not all of them, but they had their support behind them.
Mm-hmm.
Because you got a good support, they call it an enabler, right?
Mm-hmm.
It
It
can
gets
be
too
it can be
forward.
bad, it can be good, but if you got a good support system, but I always show respect to this day. I see
Mm-hmm.
the people around there to this day. The street I used to be on, I still go around it right now to this day. I
Mm-hmm.
introduce myself to the new people. Like, hey, I'm Mr. Banana Pudding. I grew up right here. I actually went in my old house. I rolled past it. I'm like, hey, excuse me, y'all bought this house? They were like, yeah. I was like, I was raised in that house for like 16 years. They were like, oh, you was? They were like, come on, you want to see it? You know.
Mm-hmm.
like I wouldn't expect people going. You don't expect nobody to shit
Right.
come on the house,
Right.
But I'm always been a people person. I can get along with people. I'm not a negative person.
So you didn't lose character in that line of
Nope,
work.
nope. The character, when I was in that line of work, people thought I was older,
Mm.
and they looked at
Because
me
you were so
like,
respectable and everything.
"Yep,
Mm.
I won't own that." And then I always realize, I'm like, "Hey, my mama's out there, so if somebody treating my mama wrong, I can't do nobody like that."
Mm-hmm.
I always thought about that. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
gonna kick nobody in their butt. Somebody probably kicking my mama in her butt. I wouldn't want that. So I always respect, regardless of what, and I never judge you off your situation.
Mm-hmm.
Never looked at nobody down on their situation.
Mm-hmm. So you kind of always had the character of a stand-up guy, even in doing what you was doing. It wasn't necessarily the best thing for the community, right? But it sounds like in turn you did your part in trying to uplift as well by taking care of, looking after the elders, looking after the children. And so it sounded like it was a bit of respect for you in that space, in
Yeah,
spite.
yep.
Um, do you ever, and I'm asking because I'm just, like I said, I'm trying to paint this picture. So I see a young man with a certain caliber of respect, right? Like I kind of hear mores, I hear principles. You ever feel guilty for what you was doing while you were doing it?
I mean, in some situations, because I might, in some situations, but me looking at the kids,
Hmm.
me looking at that person kids, I felt guilty a little bit.
Hmm. You ever see yourself in any of those kids?
Huh?
You ever see yourself in any of those kids? Like considering what your mother went through
Yeah,
at
definitely,
that time? Hmm.
definitely.
Hmm.
But I'm looking at it on the outside too because I didn't have my mom.
Right.
She wasn't close to me what she was doing. It probably would
Hmm.
have been different if I was living with her and she was
You
still,
probably would have been more exposed to it. Got you.
you
Hmm.
know, but me on the outside looking at it.
Yeah. Okay, so you get out, you working at Subway. You got a master plan? Like what you like? What's going through your
No,
mind?
I ain't got no plan. I
You
mean,
ain't got no
my
plan.
plan is to work. And
Okay.
this, like, you got to say it, you got to realize I had a city job for like a week. So
Mm-hmm.
basically, this is my first real job.
First real job.
You know, my,
Evans, were you tempted during that time?
yep,
Yeah.
definitely was.
Look, every pay period, right?
Definitely was.
Yeah.
Like, but off that subway check, I paid my fines all, got my license back.
Yeah.
You know, I had a couple of vehicles before I left, but that's another situation. But I still got one vehicle from that situation. I call it my brother car
Okay.
because I
Why?
got a because I got an '86 Delta 88 that I did it all up and put his
Oh,
name in the seats and
oh wow.
and I still got that car. I had that car for 21 years.
Oh wow.
I still got it. That's the only.
Yeah.
I ain't care about no other car.
Mm,
Infinity, the Lexus, the Suburban I done had, and as long as my baby was,
yeah. That's the one you wanted to make sure they held on to.
yeah.
Mhm. Okay, so then, so what was after Subway? Like, what was the next
So
step process?
at the subway, I met someone, and she motivated me a lot. But
Mm,
I came from Subway, so when I get out, everybody was like, Ian, you going to work your first day out? I said, yeah, I'm going to work. What that? Me coming home, they ain't got that. I'm
Right.
going to work.
Yeah.
Because I'm in the mode now. Like, look, I gotta keep on going.
Yeah.
Just because I came home, I don't want to party. I don't want
Right.
to do none of that. I don't want to see nobody. I'm going back to Subway.
Hmm.
So I stayed at Subway for like a year when I came home, and I went from Subway to a produce company. So I was working both of them.
Oh, okay.
Then I get an AutoZone job. I was driving, still working for the produce company. So right now I'm at a industrial installation company,
Okay.
and I'm rocking it out. I started. I didn't even know how to read a measuring tape.
Mm.
I knew 6 and 6.5, but
Right.
I actually didn't know a measuring tape. You know,
Mm.
and I was like, it's a skill. Let me get some under my belt,
Right.
and I
Mm.
stayed with it. I've been with them 7 years. I'm
Mm.
a general foreman, supervisor. I run the whole warehouse. I was in the field, working in the field. That
Okay.
was now that thing was, that was hard. That type of work is some people know it ain't no house insulation. You
Right.
think of house insulation when you hear this. Think of chemical plants and turbines and
Jeez.
tanks and if some get on you can kill you in 20 minutes. I'm working around this stuff.
Mm.
So, I'm catching it. I left there and went to an oil company. Started working at the oil company, and my partner that got me the job, he passed.
Okay.
He passed away, and they called me. He taught me how to build decks, fences. See, that's all in the thing too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Me and him got a bond.
Mm.
So they called me back, was like, "Hey man, I told somebody about you. They want you to come back." I'm like, "I don't know." They were like, "Listen, you ain't gonna have the same boss. They really need you. You got them. Whatever you want, they gonna give it to you." I'm like, "All right, well, let me." I call y'all back after the holidays. It was around Thanksgiving. I said I call y'all back after New Year's. Because I'm like, I ain't going back. They
Wow.
call me back again. I'm like, all right, let me come up there and talk to y'all. So I talked to somebody. I'm like, listen, man, I want to write out what I want to do. I don't want to use my hands.
Mm.
You know, you ain't got to use your hands. You ain't got to worry about nobody. You the man. I said, listen, I don't want the money. I don't want the position yet. He looked at me. He was like, what? I said, yeah, let me learn it.
Mm.
He was like, man, I ain't never heard that. I said, let
Yeah.
me learn. I don't want the money. I don't want the position yet. Let me learn and show you. Then you can give me what I want, what I'm
Mm.
worth.
Mm.
And I've been there. I'm talking about them people love me. They love me.
I see. So you basically create a position for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they know what time it is when Thanksgiving come when I got the banana pudding.
So when did banana pudding come into play? So when was that?
All right, let me tell you. If at first it was, let me tell you, the banana pudding came in place. My sis T Lee, I'm gonna say her name, the old lady best friend. She brought some banana pudding over. I tasted. I ain't like banana pudding because banana pudding the cookies used to be mushy. It was a
Mm.
lot of pudding and had two cookies in there. And I'm like, it just was pudding. So
Mm.
when I taste her banana pudding, I'm like, hold on. I'm like, this
It's
all
so
right.
different.
I said, but it's missing something. I said, I'm gonna remix this. I gotta give her a shout out when I talk about it because I stole it. I ain't steal it. I stole the foundation. I stole the foundation, and I remixed it. And I said, man, let me put this on the market. So I used to do big pans just on
Mhm.
holidays. and they was moving.
Mm.
I started out selling them for $20 a pound.
Mm.
They moving, over the years, the price started going up
Yeah.
in the store and restaurant. So when I started making the banana pudding, I'm like, oh yeah, I got one. So, you know, I let them try it, and I'm like, they were like, man, this is good.
Mm.
So trying it, I got 4 different flavors. So one time I walked around the whole Brooklyn Park where I sell banana pudding at now. I went in every
Right.
barbershop, every store. I'm like, listen, buy the big pans for me in bulk, and y'all break it down and sell it. No,
Mm.
man, nobody eat banana pudding. So one day I made it. I made I made like 100 single small containers, and I
Okay.
just had a cooler and a chair. I went out there. I think I still got like my first videos of me. I went out there. I sold out in an hour. So
Wow.
I'm like, hold on. I
I'm
know I
on to
did sold
something.
out in an hour. I said, I know I didn't. And I sold out in an hour again. I said, hold on, I got some here,
Yeah.
and it just took off from there.
Mm.
Like it
Look
took
at that.
off.
Look at that. Okay. Okay.
So it used
Okay.
to be raised banana pudding.
Okay.
That's what I had at first. I had a wooden sign and I drew on a cardboard, raised banana.
Okay.
So I was just doing it, and I was thinking, I'm like, hold on, I need a catchy name, like Laters. I said, I'm gonna put in my daughter name. This
Mm.
her, this her business.
Mm.
Laters banana pudding, and that's what it took off.
Wow. That's so what's up. That's so what's up. So
And
it's like,
I enjoy the kitchen anyway. So that's something I like to do. You know,
hmm, so it makes sense to make a
people
business
like,
out.
man,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, yep.
So how'd your daughter feel about that when you told her, you know what, we're gonna rename this? Like, how did she feel about that?
She loved it.
Mm.
You see her keep on coming out here because you know what she told me.
What?
She was like, "That's my business. I at least need to show my face."
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I agree. When you said what she liked to say, I totally agree. I'll be able to post to that.
Yeah,
Do
but
you mind? Are you okay with her sharing like how she felt when you presented that to her, putting it in her name so
yeah,
she could share how she felt?
definitely,
You wanted to get on
definitely
camera
not.
and express how she felt about it? I'm open to that.
Huh?
I said, would you like her to get on
She,
camera
I think
and
she went in the house.
she
I
wrote,
think she
okay,
ran
okay,
in the house.
okay, okay. And so she was excited about that, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Right.
she definitely was excited, and I try to bring out there, and I bring my son out there sometimes too. I'm like,
Mm.
I'm showing you how to make some money. You know, yeah, I can quit my job and just sell banana pudding, but I like to make all the money.
Yeah.
I want,
Why
I
not?
want,
It's
I
called
want.
streams of income for a reason, right? That's the whole.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. You never know what can happen. And let me have 3 things going. Some fall, I'm gonna jump to this.
Mhm.
But I always found the way though. I'm a hustler.
Mm.
I can sell anything.
Yeah. I've heard
You know.
in this interview.
Yeah, I can sell anything. Like I'm a salesman. Like I be talking to people that's never known about this. Like they were like, man, did you used to sell cars or something? I'm like, no, why you? They were like, man, your mouthpieces.
Yeah. Like
I
you were
get,
selling something. You'd have been a salesman for something. This ain't your first rodeo.
yeah, but that's the difference between a person that sell drugs and a hustler.
Mm.
Because every drug dealer ain't no hustler.
Hmm.
It's a
Mm-hmm.
difference.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if I've ever heard it that
A
way, but that
hustler,
actually makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah.
Every I'm a hustler. I can sell. He ain't got to be drugs. I mean, I didn't did that. But if you throw something in my face, and I'm gonna make it happen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But you know what? Interestingly enough, I feel like that's the first sign of showing you that you're a hustler. They're showing you you have a gift. They're showing you, you know what I'm saying? It's just there's you. It's almost like there's only one option in front of you at the time, right? Like this is the only product to sell. I mean, various products, but the only environment, right, to sell it. And so, but I think that's the first indication, of I mean, I heard somebody said this way a while ago. He was just speaking about how people speak so down on hustlers in the street and them selling drugs, like, but they're businessmen. They got a product and a service, right? And they're able to execute on that product 100-fold, just keep doing it over year after year. And so they're actually businessmen. They're just in the wrong line of work, right?
Yep.
And so that's kind of what I get from it is that you've always been a businessman, you've always been a hustler, you're just in the wrong line of work.
Wrong line of work. Yep.
Because again, and that's kind of why I was in that area of like trying to figure out your character, because your character sounded like it was always intact, right? It was just the choices of the line of work, right, that was
Yeah, it was the
always
choices.
questionable.
And
So
people
it makes
still,
sense for you to be where you are.
yeah, and people still, they didn't look at that part.
No, no.
They ain't see that part because I ain't let them see it. The person I am, you ain't gonna see it. You ain't gonna know for real. I might have a pocket full of everything, but I'm around you talking about bingo. you know, I didn't show that. I
Right.
ain't broadcast it. I wasn't one of those guys that let me get the fancy cars or nothing like that. I'm buying 1990 cars. That ain't, because I pay attention. I said the person with the Lexus and the BMW, he ain't got no money. You know,
See?
but some people look at that. They're gonna see the cars, the clothes, the jewelry. Oh, he making money. He ain't got no money. He getting it from me.
I was sharing with a friend of mine, right? This is actually I think it's kind of a result in how we perceive things, right? And so I saw somebody, I'm talking to them, I said, it's kind of funny how when you run into people and you'll say, oh, yeah, I saw John the other day, he's driving a Mercedes, he's doing good. And you're saying he's doing good because he's driving a Mercedes, but you don't know nothing about what's going on in his life. It's,
Nope.
oh man, I saw so and so, she got married, she's doing good. It's like just because she got married, don't be. It's so, but it's almost like
That's why I
we
wish.
attach how we think someone's doing by what they've obtained.
That's why sometimes I don't like social media
Mm.
because I be like, you see certain stuff, be like, man, you going through it.
Mm.
You ain't gotta fake the phone. I mean, you got to tell them out of your business, but
Right,
you know, the wrong person. That's how kids are though. They see that stuff and don't know the consequences of it,
right. Mm-mm.
or they
Mm-hmm.
don't know that. They don't know what you went through to get that.
Mm-hmm. Because
So you
most
look
times you
at
ain't talking about that. You just talking about what you got, what you
what you
obtained.
got
You ain't
and
talking
what you
about
can
what
see.
you get it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but yeah, it just makes sense for you to be where you are now, right? It's a thing where it's like it's always been in you.
Yeah,
Right? You
it has.
said,
I mean, and a lot of people tell me like, I mean, you lost a lot, but look at you now.
and that's why you got to go back to the did you lose a lot? You know what I'm saying? You got to take it back. Like, did you lose? I mean, okay, yeah, maybe you want to, you know, count the amount of money
Yeah,
lost
yeah,
and the
yeah, yeah.
different, but you got to really look at it in its entirety. Did you
Because
really lose it though?
for real, I'm doing more
That's all I'm saying.
now than back in the day. I'm doing more. I'm traveling more. I'm
See?
relaxed. I ain't gotta look over
Exactly.
my shoulders.
Exactly.
That's stress reliever right there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, but like I say, you gotta accept your consequences too.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, I'm happy right now. I'm happy in my life right now. I'm
That's the same.
comfortable. I'm good. I'm on a good path. I still try to go around and let people know, I can give you some advice,
Mm-hmm.
tell you how to move, or Hey, man, slow down. If because I can't tell you you a you grown for one. You can't tell a grown person that.
Right.
You can mention it to them, but you
Mm-hmm.
can't tell them a grown person because you can do what you want to do.
Mm-hmm. But I think that I think what I personally learned is the most effective is leading by example. Don't
Yeah,
say,
that's
don't say,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? It ain't that
Ain't
you.
no sense of saying that.
Yeah, it's like
You
because
just
what I show
you
you
just
is
let them
going to be
see
more
you.
impactful than anything I can tell you.
You just let them
Because
see
what
you.
I'm telling you is going to be really predicated on what mood you in. Because you might not be trying to hear none of that I'm saying. But I could be saying something profound, something deep, something intellectual. But if you're not in the space to hear it, it's
Yeah.
going in one ear and out the other.
Yep.
But if I'm leading by example, you can't unsee how you see me moving. You see what I'm saying? You can't unsee how you see my life. You can't unsee that.
Nope.
That's not something that can go in one ear and out the other. You know what I'm saying? That imagery is different. And so it's just I'm not here to say don't say nothing and they can't tell these youngers nothing. No, I don't subscribe to that idea. I just know the leading by example is the best example. Because everybody's watching, right? And I can tell even by kind of going on your page, I can kind of I somewhat was able to get an idea of the type of person you are just based on your pages, and not that I judge anybody too harshly by what they put on their wall. Like you can post what you want to post, do what you want to do, and but of course I have to vet to some degree and see at least what this person is putting out there about themselves to get an idea of who I'm gonna be sitting down with, right? And
Yeah.
it's funny, I was telling my son, I was like, all I see when he posts is about his business. So that kind of tells me a lot about him. Like all I see is him about his business. So that kind of tells me a
Yeah.
little bit of
And then sometimes you want to keep the family and off there. You just stay focused on what you're doing
him.
because you don't want to get sidetracked.
Hmm.
It
Yeah,
ain't nobody business for real that know what your life
yeah,
is about.
yeah. Because the one thing about online is going to demand to know more of you, right? And this kind of goes back to the same conversation I was having with my son. I said, I kind of struggle with at one. I feel like what let's talk about it with April with this platform. I kind of struggle with just keep it that. Don't even like even when I edit, I try to even put my voice in it. If you want to hear me, you got to see the live. I just try to make it focus on the person that I'm interviewing, and I try to remove myself as much as I can. But it's like, how you gonna do that when you doing the interviewing? Like, you ain't with so much hiding I can do. But then it also puts me in a space often where it's like people want to know more about me, and I don't really want them to know more about me. And it ain't that I ain't got nothing to hide, like.
Yeah, you
But
yeah.
it's just like I ain't on here for that.
Give me 2 seconds.
I
Let me turn on the light.
okay. Yeah, it was definitely talking about that. I said that sun that went down on them. We almost done. We be at 144. We gonna do good tonight.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it's like just trying to. Like there's a few things I try. Okay, maybe I'll show my garden, or maybe I'll show my workout. It's like I don't want to show nobody. I don't want to show them that. I don't want to.
yeah.
You know what I'm
I
saying? It's
mean,
like I don't want to. I don't want to do all that. I don't like. And online got a way of like the algorithm has a way of trying to force you, you know, to
yeah,
show a little more and do a little more. It's like I don't really want to do all that. So I get it, but no, and again, it ain't negative towards anybody to do. Like it's your prerogative. You can show what you want. I guess I would just say that to agree with the idea of trying to be mindful online with putting certain parts about your life out there because it ain't really. And at the end of the day, people ain't really too interested for real. They just want something to entertain them.
yeah.
So, they
Definitely.
just want to be entertained. But I have a few questions. Like we did good at this evening. I'm trying my best to be mindful of my time. Okay, I'll be on 2-3 hours. I'll be like, Lord. And I don't blame nobody but myself, but I try to be more mindful, respectful of people's time. So I have several questions actually. Okay. Let me ask you this. As a black man, do you think that society judges your behavior without ever inquiring about your story?
Yeah,
Why is that, you think?
I guess just from history,
Mm,
you know, when I say history or everything,
hmm
you know, I mean, we always were treated different anyway,
hmm
you know. So yeah, I think so.
Hmm. Do you think the streets raised a version of you that your family wasn't able to?
Yep, because I learned a lot. I learned, you learn responsibility in the streets.
Hmm.
You learn how to take care of stuff.
Hmm.
You learn how to deal with stuff. You know, that's why I say certain people go to the streets because that's where they feel loved at.
Exactly.
You
Hmm.
know, I'm just being honest because if you got that friend, come on, man, we got some pizza.
Yeah, something
We
that
can
simple. Hmm.
we can play the game.
Hmm.
You ain't got no game at your house. You don't know what you eating tonight. That you gonna, oh yeah, I like that. It's my best friend.
Hmm.
The smallest thing.
Yeah. And I feel like the reason why it's the small things is because it's not much to compare it to. Like you said, you ain't comparing pizza to hot dogs. You comparing pizza to possibly nothing. So pizza like steak. You know what I'm saying? When you
Exactly.
comparing it to nothing. Let me ask, do you see a dot on your screen near your mouth? Like since you took the lights, it's like it's a dot. Oh, it's from the lights. I think it moved. Okay.
There, there you go. You
Yeah,
good?
okay. Yeah, I thought I was tripping. I was rubbing the screen. I'm like, what is that? Okay, yeah, yeah. Yeah, so when you don't have much to compare it to, it makes that small thing so big.
Yeah,
Right.
definitely.
So what can you say you were really looking for when it came down to getting involved in the streets? Were you looking for the identity, the protection, the love, the money?
The money. I
Money.
was addicted. That was my addiction. Money.
Mm, mm,
I was addicted to the lifestyle.
yeah.
The lifestyle is all of it.
Hmm.
You know, I was addicted to the lifestyle.
And the money was the motivation, right?
Yeah,
Hmm.
because I can be hungry. I can be hungry, food hungry, and somebody called my phone with $500. I ain't hungry no more.
Mm.
you know, I'm going.
Instantly.
I'm going to get that money. It was the money. It was the lifestyle, or not having it.
Hmm. So I guess clearly you could say the streets felt more like family at
Yeah,
times.
I still one of my coworkers, right? He be like, "Why you always go around there?" I said, "I don't know. I like to go around there." I was like,
Mm.
that was I feel comfortable around there. I feel He was like, "Do you feel like you owe them some, or do you feel like you got to prove something?" I'm like, "No, but that's my own. I never went to the clubs.
Oh, that was never your saying. Okay.
I ain't never go to the club. My homeboy be like, hey man, come on. No, I'm gonna sit right here on the corner.
Mm.
Y'all can go ahead. I ain't even had no car though. They had cars.
Mm.
I'm surviving. I
Mm.
don't want to go to the club. I never go to the club. I go to a bar or something right now, but the club thing ain't no, that ain't me.
That was your saying.
Nope. But I told him, I'm like, I like it. I like going around there
Mm.
because I'm a different person.
Mm,
So I ain't going around there for the same thing.
right. Which is why he's asking you that. You know that, right? That's
Yeah,
why
I
he's
know.
asking you. Right,
I
right.
know.
Survivor's remorse, do you feel?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I just that's my outlet. That's my I ain't gonna say my happiness, but that's what bring me down. That's what
Mm,
calm me down.
mm,
I might leave from my house and just go around there and just sit on the corner.
mm,
You know, it's gentrified now. It's different now.
mm,
Like if you go around there, you wouldn't believe what we used to see.
mm,
You know, so it's different. So, we got certain people still around there, and I still can go sit on their porch and just sit.
it still feels like home.
Yeah,
Mm,
yep. It still feel like home. Like I go look at my house. You know, like
yeah.
like it's that's my comfort.
Mm,
Even if I ride on the highway, ride the north side, ride back to Chesterfield, I'm good. I like that.
mm,
I've been so in the house as a young age. I just got to ride. Let's go somewhere.
yeah.
'Cause my mind be going everywhere. I think I be thinking to 2 years. I don't know why. I'm a thinker.
Mm, mm.
Like
That's a visionary right there. Visionaries can't help but their minds. My husband, like he always 2, 3, 4, 5 years down in his thoughts.
yeah,
Yeah. So how old do you think you were when you stopped feeling like a child? Can you recall that?
stop feeling like a child.
Yeah, when you stopped feeling like a child. You were still very much a child, but at some point, maybe based on a situation or circumstance, you just didn't feel like a
15,
child.
14.
14.
I guess when I wooed my sister,
Mm,
that went out the window. Won't no child.
mm,
No, you're a young man.
mm. What was the first thing can you say the streets took from you?
The first thing they took,
The
my
streets took
brother.
from you. Mm,
I mean, I lost cousins. I lost, friends with my brother. Like that right there, that I don't know. I never, I never be the same.
mm. In what way? In
Like
what way aren't you the same? Do you know? Is it something you can put your finger on and explain, or is it just something you just know?
it's just something I know.
Yeah.
Like I never be the same. I might, you know, yeah, never be the same.
Mm. So, how much of your life was shaped by your choices? How would you describe that?
You said how much what?
Was your life shaped by your choices?
100%.
Mhm.
The whole thing,
The whole thing, every aspect, right?
every aspect.
Mhm.
I mean, is different times,
Right.
you know, but it all came together. If you understand what I'm saying, like
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
when I came home, when I got locked up the first time, when my brother died, my mama,
Yeah.
upbringing. I'm talking about my whole life for real.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm at a point now. I mean, I ain't gonna say I don't care, but I don't care. Like I don't try to let nothing get to me.
Right.
Like a certain part of my feelings gone.
Mm.
Like my feelings, I don't know. Like my brother, I'm telling you, like that messed me.
Is it a numbness, you think, or is it
Yeah,
a yeah?
definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Because in a situation, like, somebody came to my job. He was a truck driver, 18-wheeler delivering something. And he seen my name on my door. He was like, Bell, Bell. He was like, hey, I know some bells. I'm like, for real? Yeah, yeah. I went to my best friend went to um was a bell. I'm like, what's his name? He said my brother.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, I was like, what? He was like, yeah. He used to like Michael Jackson. And that jump broke. I started crying
Mm-hmm.
because everybody ain't gonna know
Right.
that he liked
Mm-hmm.
Michael Jackson. He was like, yeah, man. He used to do kung fu, and he used to always dance like Michael Jackson. I said, yeah. He was like, yeah, that was my best friend, man, in elementary.
Wow.
I was like, damn, that it messed me up. It
Mm-hmm.
messed me up for the whole day.
Mm-hmm.
I called 30 people. I'm like, man, how this came in here like I'm messed up,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
you know?
But they had to feel good to hear that, right?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Cause I'm like, damn, somebody know him out there.
Yeah.
Somebody still,
Yeah.
cause they
Yeah.
say once you go, there ain't nobody thinking about you no more either.
Yeah. No, it's not true. Mm-hmm. Mm. Wow, that's crazy. That's actually one of my questions about the whole numbness. Have you become emotionally numb? Yeah, okay. What are some things you witnessed as a child that no child should ever see growing up?
I didn't seen it all.
Was there anything specifically that may have stuck with you the most? That may have had something to do with how you maneuver in life now,
Well,
or then, right?
I mean, I can say how family is.
Mm-hmm.
Like the way I see it now, I'm like, damn, this, I ain't used to that. I ain't, I got a big family, but I'm not. I don't see that how I be looking at it now. Like, damn, I ain't never see that. Or,
You
I
never
don't.
experienced that,
Yeah, I don't. Y'all good. Like I can't tell people certain stuff when it comes down to their family because I'm gonna think different.
right? Of course, have a different experience when it comes to
Because
family.
I'm gonna be like, forget it. Go ahead. Go on about your life. I don't care if it's mama, grandma, daddy. That's how I am.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Did you ever blame yourself in any way for your brother's death?
No, I it's so crazy. I think they're gonna probably be on the documentary too. I don't want to say it, but
Mm-hmm.
I ain't blame myself, but I did blame somebody. But that's being out of anger, out of you know, like that jump messed me up.
I mean, that's kind of why I posed the question because sometimes it could be that, oh man, you know, I should have told him not to go, or we should have went, because sometimes it's like some things happen in that moment we feel like maybe if I just had him to go, and we'll blame myself simply for that, right? Because I didn't tell her not to answer the phone, or because I didn't. So that's kind of really why I posed it like, because sometimes I think in grief we can find ways of blaming ourselves when we're not responsible at all, just out of
Yeah.
rage and frustration and stuff. So. What memory of him instantly takes you back? Is there like a certain memory about him that just takes you right back instantly.
I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Like you said, Michael Jackson. That's for one.
Yeah. Uh,
Um, like certain stuff you see.
mm-hmm.
You might see a cartoon from like, damn man, I remember we used to eat
To
cereal
watch
in the
that.
morning and watch cartoon. I remember we got the fighting over one piece of bologna. There's a lot. For real, like it's a lot. I remember we scrambled up change and snuck the Bojangles to get a blueberry biscuit. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot of
It's good to have those.
yeah. I got a lot of fun memories, and because we used to laugh. Even though what we went through, we used to laugh and cry. Like I told you, we used to laugh and cry for real. Like we'll be serious and crying, like something serious, and be laughing at the same. Like
Same time.
you know,
That's a certain chemistry right there.
yeah, like always been like that.
If your brother could see you today, what do you think he'll say? How do you think he'll feel?
Oh, you think you like that, ain't you? Yeah. I got him saying that. You think you like that, ain't
Yeah, you think you the man now, right?
you? Yeah. Because he gonna act like the bigger brother, but I ain't gonna listen. When it comes down to like, no, you gonna do this. No, I ain't gonna do that.
Mhm. Mm, what did those 4 years in prison teach you that freedom could never have taught you?
Patient, being patient. Because patient came a long way. Just being patient. That's what I did.
What do you think was the hardest part about losing your son when he went to prison?
That he can't get them. He can't get that manly voice or their upbringing or the protection or you know just because I went at a special age, like it's the age that you you know pick up on stuff.
Mm. Did you ever feel like your son was serving time with you?
Uh,
You ever feel like your son was serving the time with you, just in the lack of your absence? It's almost like we can talk about how something affected us in the moment, but I don't think a lot of times we consider how others out there are affected as well. So did you ever consider that in his own way, him serving time as well? Of course, not in the essence of prison. Okay.
yeah, I mean, I feel like there was a lot of people I think was serving time with me.
Mhm.
You know, and like I said, it's certain ways you show it too.
Mhm.
With older people, him being young, he really don't know what's going on.
Mhm.
He ain't got the mindset yet that said, "Oh, my dad is locked up." You know,
He wasn't even of the age to even understand that.
yeah.
Got you. Okay.
I think he came and seen me one time, but that's a whole nother story too.
Mhm. Have you forgiven yourself for that time away from him?
Yeah, because I tried my best to make it up. I know I can't make it up like that, but I tried my best. You know.
As an adult, as a parent now, do you feel like you understand or you understand your uncle more now and the things that he did?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And you know, I love him. It was kind of messed up. The situation what was going on. But I look at it now like, yeah, I love him. And some stuff kind of try to stick with me, but didn't like. But I know he meant well.
It's almost like aside from those other things, there are some things you can
Yeah,
understand, appreciate about what he did and why he did it.
I know for one, keep the house clean. That's
Mm.
one thing I know. Don't
Mm.
walk past no piece of paper 2 times, you can get an ass whooping. So definitely keep the house clean. He was a clean. I'm telling you, his house was so clean. Like, yeah, nah. You better brush your teeth, brush your hair, tie your shoe, put your
Mhm.
belt on. Like, he ain't playing it.
I want you to finish a few sentences for me. Okay. The moment I realized what I had lost was
Time away from my son.
growing up, I thought being a man meant
Making money.
I built this business because
I want to live. I want my legacy to live on through my kids.
the little boy inside of me still wants
My mama.
I hope my son never has to.
Go through what I went through.
If I can talk to my younger self, I tell him
Tighten up.
my son deserves.
A good life.
I want my daughter to always remember me as.
Provider.
My legacy will be.
Mr. Banana Pudding.
Yes. Hmm. Do you feel like your business get the support it deserves by your community?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. They support me, but I make that happen.
Hmm.
I push it. Yeah, if I ain't gonna push it, I mean, you can't get mad if they don't support it either.
Exactly.
because it's
Hmm.
about you. But definitely, if you see me on a Saturday, I'm walking up and down the street, like I'm walking. I'm
Hmm.
leaving the stand, walking up and down the street.
Hmm.
You know,
The love I was searching for looked like
the love I see today,
mm, the streets accepted me because
and didn't have nobody else.
the violence I witnessed taught me.
Stay safe.
Mm. I wish people understood that
We can make it through the struggle.
the hardest part about grief is
That person not coming back.
a few more. The guilt I carry comes from
We doing time.
mm, I think our community needs more of
Um, communication.
say it again.
Communication.
The cycle I'm trying to break is
The streets.
Mr. Banana Pudding is bigger than desserts because
You said what?
Mr. Banana Pudding is bigger than desserts because
That's a hard one.
is Mr. Banana Pudding bigger than desserts?
Yeah,
In what way?
that's me.
Mm-hmm.
My personality. That's me. That's being around me.
Mm-hmm. Your name, your legacy.
Yep. 'Cause
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely one of them guys.
The man I am today was built from.
You said built from
Mm-hmm.
you dirt, you gravel, you rough.
I want people to remember me as
I think they gonna remember as a that's ain't I don't gotta answer that. They
mm-hmm.
gonna remember me as that guy that smile all the time because I stay smiling. Even when I'm going through something, I stay smiling. So they're gonna remember me for my smile. That's what.
Mhm. Okay, got two more. Um, I knew I had changed when.
When I came home,
The last one. My story isn't about prison, drugs, or the streets. It's really about
surviving.
that has been the ongoing word throughout this entire 2 hour and 17-minute interview. Survival. Yeah, 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 yeah. So, if there is a young man, older man, we ain't gonna put no age limit on it, that may be experiencing the lack of love, um, no support, or feeling trapped, what is it that you would say to him or her or her?
Stay grounded, keep on pushing, and find something to take your mind off it.
Well, all right, sir. You got anything coming up you want to announce?
Yeah. So Father's Day weekend, Saturday, June 20th. I'm gonna be out there at 301 West Brooklyn Park with banana pudding. Fathers, if you bring your child, you get free banana pudding or lemonade between 12 and 1. So let's come out there for Father's Day weekend and get some banana pudding and lemonade.
Well, much success to you, sir. I thank you for trusting me and sitting down with me. And
So when you coming to get some banana
I
pudding?
know, right?
Yeah.
So it's, I know we talked to my husband. We gonna figure something. We like 4 hours out, but we gonna figure something out. I didn't realize how far out we were. I'm thinking, okay, maybe 2:45. No, we like 4 hours and 15 minutes away. We gonna figure something out because there is definitely a needed collaboration with Richmond. I'm beginning to feel like you guys are family. To be quite frank with you, I mean, I'm
Yeah.
finding out some pretty intimate things about y'all, right? And so, yeah, I feel a collaboration coming on somehow. So, stay tuned for that,
Yeah,
and
you
I'll
gotta come.
definitely promote that.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, yeah. Well, much success to you. Bless your family. Bless your son, your daughter, everything that you're doing. Um, keep going because you are being an example. Trust me, they see you. Um, they might not tell you you inspire them. They might not tell you that you motivate them, but trust and believe you do. It's something about knowing where someone come from and saying where they are that's just inspiring. This is an instant motivation. That's just what I truly believe. Right. So keep doing what you're doing, being an inspiration. And I just end by just giving my little plugs. So if anybody looks for any investment properties in DC, Maryland, or Virginia, Florida, or Georgia, that's status development, you can reach out to me. If there's anyone looking for any rental properties, whether it's short term or long term, that's Area DG, you can reach out to me. Anyone in the electrical service, whether it is residential or commercial, that's Sendell Systems, you can reach out to me. If anybody wants to athletic apparel, definitely reach out to Rue. Definitely reach out to Rue. He got that apparel. You can also reach out to my son, my 18-year-old son, Miles. You can reach him at CEO_BE Clothing. Thank y'all for your time, y'all patience, and y'all support. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much, sir, and peace.
Thank you. Thank you.
Appreciate you.
All
Take
right.
care.